Hola,
Hola.
buenos dias, and welcome to
San Jose.
San Jose. We know the way to San Jose.
Back
We've got
again.
here, and right behind us is the theatre, the National Theatre, the Teatro Nacional.
Nacional. Well
Hey, that's not too bad.
Spanish has come
Yes,
on
yes.
way in-
We weren't going to make another video, but we've had quite an interesting day actually today, because it was a lovely day. It's only just clouded over here. And it's considerably more humid here than what it was in the Savagre where we were this morning. But I decided to get up this morning because we went up to the hill behind the our little lodge a couple of days ago when we first arrived there, and it's a cloud forest, so it was covered in clouds. It looked pretty amazing then, didn't it?
Yeah, well, we were above the trees, so
Yeah.
it looked pretty special, but you wanted to see the view.
I wanted to see the view when in the daylight, in the sunlight. So this morning at about 7ish, wasn't it? After a quick breakfast, I wandered up there on my own. Julie just, what did you do?
Nothing. Great.
Great, yeah, why not? So there's me marching up this hill, but I must say I did post a photo earlier, and I might even tag a couple of little videos or photos to this video at the bottom as comments, because the view from up there was absolutely spectacular, and I was the only person. I didn't see a soul all the way up that hill and all the way down. Now I marched all the way up, marched all the way down, sort of thing. But I went a little bit further behind there, the El Camino, just a little bit behind the Mirador, because there's this proper little viewing platform up there, with toilets and everything in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of this forest, and it was 7,900 feet. And I thought, wow, you know, that's quite a little altitude, because you know, certainly far more and double the height of anything in Britain. But after that I came back and we had a nice little wander around in the sunshine, and then where did we go?
Then we went to see a real Costa Rican.
No, before we did that, what did we do before we left the hotel?
Looked at the hummingbirds.
We
again.
went to the hummingbird garden.
Again.
But it's brilliant because it's this little garden, and there's just hundreds, well, it seems like hundreds of hummingbirds. It's once again, we were sat there on our own, and one of these places you could while away quite a long time, couldn't you? Just sort of sitting there and just watching the birds flitting around. It's not just hummingbirds, there's loads of different birds there. We might have mentioned it before, but then, as we said, we did get in the old bus and
Started our journey back to
back to here. And what did we do? It's your turn now.
Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, we went to a typical Costa Rican village. It was
In the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, really in the middle of nowhere. It was very authentic. We didn't feel as if they were trying to sell us anything. We actually went into the home of Doña Aurora, and
yeah.
she laid a spread for us of Costa Rican food. And that was it.
From
No.
all done from
For
her
us to-
little small
yes.
holding that she's got there. They've got cows, they've got goats, they make their own cheese, they milk their own cows, etc, etc. And we had the cheese. She made all these things out of maize that they make themselves, blackberry juice which they make themselves.
It was lovely, wasn't
And it was absolutely beautiful. As Julie said, you didn't feel as though you were it wasn't a touristy track, because this is somewhere that no one else really goes to. It's only the people on the Exodus tours that we're on. They discovered this lady in strange fashions about 6 years ago, and say literally in the middle of nowhere, and you're invited into her home. There's no gift shop, there's nothing to sell, she's not trying to sell you anything.
It was like going to see your grandma, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in a way, yeah. She was sort of long lost Costa Rican grandma, Aurora, lovely lady, and it took us all around the house, and then made us all these little Costa Rican dishes. Some they have for breakfast, some they have for lunch, some for dinner, some as a combination. But quite amusingly, we said before actually, there's only 4 of us sort of guest visitors on this tour, and then we've got Juan the driver and Alan the guide as well. But originally apparently there should have been 14 people on this tour. They forgot to tell
Nobody told
Aurora.
her. So there's a lot of food.
So there was 14 persons worth of food. Even we couldn't manage that. And Alan and Juan have got pretty good appetites, haven't they? So, but that was a lovely little way to end, as you said, very, very authentic. And actually the views there were stunning there, weren't they? Up over the hills, and the views of another sort of active volcano coming in here and through some of the cities. And we're here in San Jose.
So
We
this
come
is a
for a
bit of a
wander.
shock.
And I must admit, it's a bit of a shock because there's
People,
traffic, there's people,
noise,
there's noise.
pollution.
The air isn't quite as clean as, well, it isn't anywhere near as clean as what we've been used to over the last 2 weeks. And it's a bit of a soulless city, really, isn't it?
It's quite edgy. We've tucked our money on our passports away in the hotel because we've been told not to take them out. It does feel quite edgy.
Yeah, and also it's Black Friday today. He's probably experiencing this at home as well. And apparently after about 4 o'clock, it's about 3:30 now, it's going to get manic because everyone's going to come back from their siestas and everything. It's pretty bad now, and it's back to civilization, which in some ways we didn't really want to be back to civilization, but we're going to have to do that because we're coming home tomorrow anyway. So I think that's just about it.
I think that's
so
it.
I think we'll leave it there. I said I will tag a couple of little videos or photos of my little walk this morning, and we'll see you again sometime
we'll see you when
soon.
we get home.
Yes. Hasta luego, as they say.
Hasta luego.
Yeah, adios. Bye.